friends, welcome to Code Crush Coding. In this video we are going to learn how to create a table in HTML file and how to provide the different styles and make the table look more readable on the web page using the CSS properties. So let's start. So this is my table.html file and this is table.css file. So currently the file does not contain anything. So let's start the coding. So what we will do, first thing we will create the HTML template. So here we have the HTML template. Let's provide the title here, table. And now what we want to do, we want to create a table. So you can visit the HTML playlist to get the more details about how to create a table. So we will just create a table here. More explanation is provided in that video. I will provide the link in description. So let's start. So we need to create a table. So we need to make use of table tag, table. And inside this table, we need to create the rows for the table. So let's create the first row. So the tag for creating the row is tr, which stands for table row. And the first row, let's provide the heading. So first row will contain the heading. So the tag for creating the heading is th, which stands for table heading. And let's create the heading as student name. Let's copy this tag, paste it here. We will create three headings. First is student name, second is roll number, and third is, let's say, hobby. So we have these three headers here. Now this is the first row we have. Now add the second row, similar way, tr, and this time we don't want the headers because this is the first row, so we had provided here headers. Now we want the data, so give the tag td, which stands for table data. Provide the student name. So let's say student name is John. Copy this statement. Now we have provided three headers, so we need to have here three entries here, data. So roll number, let's say 10, and hobby, let's say reading. Let's copy this second row, and in similar fashion we will need the third row also. This time the entries will be different. Let's say Sam, roll number 20, and let's say writing. And here we have the closing tag for table. So this is the syntax to create a table. Let's see how it looks on the browser. Open in browser. So currently we are not getting anything because we haven't saved the code. Save it, refresh the link. So see here, you are getting the headers. So you can notice the difference. Table data is like less bold than what is the headers here, student name, roll number, hobby. Now what we can do, we can make it more fancy by adding the borders here. So let's add the CSS properties. So we need to go in table.css file. Here you can provide the borders. So which tags we have used? Table tag we had used here, table, then table headers and table data. So for this we want the border. So how you can provide your border? Let's say border. This is the property name and provide the values here, 1 pixel. Let's say solid. Let's save this and link this CSS file to your HTML file. Otherwise your HTML file will not read this CSS file. So you know how to link it. Inside the head tag you need to provide the link tag, link, and here you need to provide the path of your CSS file. So in my case both the files are stored in same location, so I just need to provide the name of file, which is table.css. Let's save both the files and refresh the browser here. So here you can see we have added the borders for table. So entire border is added for your table. Then we have applied for table headers, so here, and for table row. Now what we want, we don't want the borders to be for each element. So what we can do, we can add one more property here. Let's say table For this we want the property border collapse. So what it will do, it will collapse the border to a single border collapse and provide the value as collapse. Let's save this, refresh the page. So here you can see a single border is applied to our table. So what more you can do here, you can also make the borders of different type, like solid, or like there is different value dashed. So border will have the dash here. If you refresh, see border is dashed now. Also you can make it dotted. Save it, refresh. Yeah, refresh the page. So you can see dotted is applied. So let's stick with the solid one only. Solid. Now what other things you can do here, you can also provide the width and height to your table. So here for the table you can provide width, let's say 100%. Let's save this and notice the difference now. So we had make the border to solid here and also width 100%. Refresh the page. So here you can see the border is solid and width. So entire width of the web page is taken because we have provided the value as 100%. In similar ways you can provide the height. So table will have the height. Before that, let me add one more table row. So we will have 3 rows. Copy this statement. Let's provide a value here Tom, roll number 30, and let's say playing. Save it and add the height here. So here you need to provide semi comma because here when you have the multiple properties you need to separate them with this symbol. Now what we will need, we will have to enter your height. Let's say some pixel value 100 pixel. Let's save this and refresh the page. So here you can see the row is also added and somewhat height is also increased. So let me provide more value here. Say 200 pixel. Refresh the page. So here you can see the table is having the height of 200 pixel. Reduce it to, let's say 120, 130. Yeah, so it's looking much better now. What we can do more, here you can also add the padding. So what is padding? Padding is the space between the border elements and the content that we have provided. So it's the space between this value and the borders. So let's add the padding for the student name, roll number and hobby. So these are all th data, which is table heading data. So what you can do in table.css, you can add your th, provide padding. Let's say padding is of 15 pixel. So as you have provided here a single value, so it will add the padding on all 4 sides of 15 pixel. So this is how currently it is looking. Let me save this, refresh now. So once you refresh the page, here you can see the padding is applied of 15 pixels on each side. On similar ways you can also add the padding to your table data. So let's add here td. So for both these elements now, th and td, the padding will be applied. Save it, refresh the browser. So here you can notice the difference. You are able to get the values here. So you can see here 15 pixel is applied to the left, 15 pixel is applied to top, 15 pixel is applied to bottom. By default 15 pixel is applied, but here you can see more space because we have headers here. So to match that particular border, the extra space is added here. So this is how our table is looking. Let's reduce the height of table. Let's make it 100 pixel only or 90 pixel. Save it, refresh now. Let me change your height. Okay, that space we have added here. So this is how the table is currently looking. What more changes you can do? You can also add the name to our table. So how to add a name? Inside the HTML file you need to provide your tag caption, and here you can provide the name to your table. Let's say student data, save it, refresh now. So here you can see the name is applied to student data. So that's it. In this video we will add more properties to this table, like adding colors to it. We will see that in the next video. Thank you for watching.